Am I on? I'm on. Good Shabbos, everyone. Welcome to Congregation Ner Tamid for our Kabbalat Shabbat worship service. My name is Pamela Henderson, here filling in for Rabbi, who is still in Israel or working his way back. With me is Glory Rosenberger, who decided to give Cantor the evening off. And John Henderson is here filling in for Eddie, so you've got the three stand-ins here for you this evening, but we hope we will make your evening spiritual and uplifting and joyous. We begin our worship this evening on page 144 with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seidchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
As she finishes her 6th year as a religious school teacher here at CNT, we'd like to honor Mora Ilana Cohen with lighting the candles. We begin our reading on page 120.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, letzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Page 126. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English, no Hebrew, no semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world that God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine us all, and to bring that vision to life. Please turn to page 138 for Lecha Dodi.
Ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 lekrat kala, ya la 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 penei Shabbat nekabe, ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 lekrat kala. בדיבור אחד השמיענו אליך מיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשימור תפארת ולתהילה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מה שבמחשבה תחילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise.
To greet the Shabbat bride. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה
We remain standing for Baruch on page 146.
La
Shema is on page 152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. We turn to page 154 for the chanting of Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta ba'am v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshakbecha uvkumecha uvshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uktavtam amezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim leloechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem be'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. Page 157. We read responsively. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, and that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. 158, Mi Hamocha.
Mi Hamocha Ba'elim Adonai, Mi Kamocha Nehtar B'Kodesh, Nora Tehilot Osef Eleh. Mi Kamocha Ba'elim Adonai, Mi Kamocha Nehtar B'Kodesh, Nora Tehilot Osef Eleh. Who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you?
Page 161. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be a shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu, leshalom. Ve'ha'amidenu, shomreinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu, sukat shlomecha. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu, leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Vishamru is on page 162. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed.
Veshamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. B'nei Ruvain, B'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat ve'nafash, Shabbat ve'nafash, Shabbat
Jewish people has kept Shabbat. Shabbat has kept the Jewish people. We now turn to page 164 and rise for tefillah.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekoneh Hakol, Vezocher Hasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh Hakol, Atah Rav Le'Hoshia. Mechayeh Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umechayem Emunato Lishenei Afar, Mikamocha Baal Givurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memid Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdishom b'chol yom d'chilu ha'selah, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'kadosh. Please be seated. We now take a moment for silent prayer. You may read the words of the Siddur or the thoughts of your own heart, and we will join you back in a few moments. The meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week, we live under the tyranny of things in space. On Shabbat, we try to become attuned to the holiness of time. It is a day on which we are called to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. We turn to page 371 and join for Misha Berach. If there is someone on your heart this evening that you're thinking of, you would like to share their name, please stand and say their name as I turn to face you. Those of you watching online, please feel free to put the person's name in chat and share it with the rest of your virtual community. Together, we think of Jordan Ruiz, Aaron Brown, Candy Kuttner, Richard Fuller, Marilyn Goldstein, Roger Marcus, Lori Fletcher, Lee Talent, and Vicky Talent.
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Good Shabbos. While this week's Torah portion is from the book of Leviticus, we're going to back up just a little bit to the very beginning, literally. In the first chapter of Bereshit, we read the story of creation. Over the course of that first week, God creates many things that he determines to be good. First, God creates light and says, the light is good. Then God separates the land from the seas, and this is also good. Plants, flowers, and trees soon appear, and they too are good. In the sky, God places the sun, the moon, and the stars. All are good. On land, all types of creatures roam the primeval earth, and they too are good. At the end of that week, God surveys all of creation and announces that it is very good. And then God rests. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy. This is the first use of the word holy in Torah. And it generally comes as a surprise to people when I point it out. Most people assume that the first use of the word holy would be about God, or creation, or Adam, or the Garden of Eden. But no, none of those people, places, or things is called holy. The first use of that word, with all of its powerful connotations, is reserved for Shabbat, for a day, for a 24-hour period of time.
This theme is repeated in the book of Exodus when Moses receives the gift of the 10 Commandments. The first 3 are about God, but the 4th is about time. Zechor et Yom HaShabbat l'kadsho. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. What a concept. Unlike most faith traditions, which revere holy places or holy people, Jews have holy time. Time is so precious that the next gift the Israelites receive from God is a complete list of holy days, meant to fill our year with opportunities to celebrate, rejoice, and remember who we are, where we came from, and why we're here. This week's portion, Leviticus 23, begins, V'daber Adonai el Moshe limor. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, These are the Lord's appointed days that you shall designate as holy occasions. We know these holy days because we as a people have observed them since that first year of wandering. First, we are reminded to observe the 7th day of every week as a day of complete rest, a holy occasion. Then we are told of the annual holy times. In the spring, we observe Passover. Then we count the 7 weeks of the Omer, followed by the festival of Shavuot. In the fall, we gather for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, followed by the harvest festival of Sukkot and Simchat Torah. Time is the most precious gift we have. According to the late Rabbi Jonathan Sacks, former chief rabbi of London, for Judaism, time is the essential medium of our spiritual life. It affords us regular opportunities to gather and celebrate our relationship with God and with each other, opportunities of remarkable importance in the diaspora. Following the loss of the temple in Jerusalem and the scattering of the Jewish people, the holiness of time became central to Judaism's survival. As we just read, more than Israel has kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept Israel. I would argue that the sacred times on our calendar, which may be observed anywhere on the planet, have enabled Judaism to continue. Because our holiest entity is time, not place, we can maintain our traditions no matter where we live. On one hand, our sacred observances recall the events that bind us as a people with shared history. The Exodus from Egypt, the receipt of Torah, the 40 years of wandering in the desert. Our holy days also recall our beginnings as an agrarian society. Passover and Sukkot are both harvest festivals, and this week's Parsha describes their observance replete with offerings tied to the season. While we no longer practice sacrificial worship, the parsley and the egg on our Seder plate and the lulag and etrog we wave in the sukkah pay homage to that historical ritual. Why do our holy days have double meaning? Because Adonai is both the God of nature and the God of culture. God is present both in our linear history and in the cyclical history of the seasons. But the holiness of time has another profound impact on the human psyche. We are aware of the ticking clock, the aging body, the deepening mind. God and nature may be eternal, but we are not. As Rabbi Sacks observed shortly before his own death, there are all sorts of inequalities in the world, but there's one thing we all have equally, and that's time itself. Whether we are rich or poor, there are still only 24 hours in a day, 365 days in a year, and a span of life that's always too short. As we repeat the cycle of holy days year after year, looking back on our shared and personal histories, we become increasingly aware of the limits of our own time. As my grandmother used to say, it's sooner, not later. And Judaism has a nod to that truth. As the psalmist wrote, "Teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom." In other words, we should spend our time making a life, not just making a living. It is for this reason that this week's description of holy days comes with an admonition. A holy occasion it shall be for you. You shall not perform any work or labor. Yes, our holy days are about prayer and contemplation, but they are also about being with the people we love. We all know the line. No one ever lay on his deathbed and said, "I wish I'd spent more time at the office." And this is the most important fact about time, the truth upon which everything else depends: how we use it. When our time has ended and we have left this world, will we have made a difference? Will we have done the work necessary to make it a better place? Will we have made a positive impact on our family, our friends, and our community? In the High Holy Day Machzor, we read, "Birth is a beginning and death a destination." The question is, what have we accomplished on our journey from the cradle to the grave? I want to leave you with a gift of poetry, Jewish poetry. The words of Kohelet, son of David, king in Jerusalem. "What profit has man in all his toil under the sun? A generation goes and a generation comes, but the earth endures forever. Everything has an appointed season, and there is a time for every purpose under heaven. God has made everything beautiful in its time. Also the wisdom of the world did God put into man's hearts. There is nothing better for him to do but to rejoice and to do good during his lifetime." Wishing you time filled with goodness, peace, and love, and poetry. Shabbat Shalom.
A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose unto heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose unto heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time
We turn to page 586 and rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabech l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula letzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu kamishpachot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam. V'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu.
Please be seated. At this time, we turn our attention to those who are no longer with us. Some we've lost in recent days, others observing the yearly yahrzeit of their passing. Wrong list. Tonight's Kaddish list features the names of Sylvia Gertzman, Herbert Muskin, Sidney Croft, Edna Anise Richardson, Paul Aisley, Lawrence Savage, Ellen Greenspan, Myrene Aschenbach, and Dick Hyman. If there is someone in your thoughts this evening who we have lost in recent days or who is observing the anniversary of their passing, please stand and say their name at this time. We also observe the yahrzeit this evening of Robert Abrams, Eleanor Bossack, Sadie Brender, Herman Bolovsky, Lillian Bolovsky, Florence Bulloff, James Deacon III, Rosanna Enton, Sarah Fainblit, Irving Farber, Celia Fishbein, George Fleischman, Joe Golden, Beatrice Hanel, Jeff Haidt, Fanny Hirsch, Edwin Horlick, Hiram Lewis, Norman Lieb, Jewel Lester, Bernie Mazursky, Jack Premack, Eleanor Sparrer, Bernard Spindle, Geraldine Tabak, Carlene Watkins, Loretta Waltman, Ida Weinberg, Richard Weinstein, and Eleanor Wolfe. Our Kaddish prayer is on page 598. We rise together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei rabbah, v'yamad yivrach yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayei hon u'v'yomei hon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'gala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mavarach le'olam olmei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei, V'yit hadar, v'yit halev, v'yit halal, shmei de kudasha b'richu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiran b'yama v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabban min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Osei shalom b'mramav, huya asei shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. I'd like to invite Bernie Tabak from our board of directors to come up to the podium and share some announcements with us.
Is this working? Hello? No? Yeah. Good Shabbos. My name is Barney Tabak. I'm the co-chair of the membership committee at Near Tamid. Got any questions, comments, anything you'd like, please get a hold of me. My numbers or the information's in the bulletin. First, I wanted to thank Pam, Gloria, and John for the great service tonight. It was a lot of fun. It always is when you folks are here. Thank you. Sunday, May 7th, which is soon. It's this Sunday. We have the end-of-year party to celebrate the last day of religious school in the parking lot. The men's club will be grilling hot dogs and burgers, and early registration for next religious school year, 23-24, ends on Sunday. Monday, there's the senior program, Board with Board Games, RSVP on the website /calendar. In other words, go to the website, go to the calendar, and you can click on that link under Monday. Next Friday is preschool pastries with the parents at 10, and 11:30 is the preschool silence auction. Lots of items are being bid. Again, go to the website. 6:15 is the confirmation share Shabbat with the Shabbatones, featuring blessings for our high school seniors. Thursday, May 18th, Sisterhood sneaks out. Sisterhood members will enjoy lunch at the Village Pub, RSVP website calendar. Saturday, May 20th, PJ Havdalah at Cantor Hutchings home. These are activities for preschool to second grade. All families welcome. And again, RSVP at the website. Monday, May 22nd, seniors program again, Love Me Alua, and RSVP at the website. And then Friday, May 26th, is Yisker in CNT's King David Memorial Garden at 6 p.m., and then Shavuot Shabbat with drumsticks and drum circle in the round. Trivia Tuesdays, the last Tuesday of the month, which is Tuesday, May 30th, and Sisterhood's shop is always open 45 minutes before services on Friday. Good Shabbos.
And just a quick announcement about tomorrow morning services will be online, not in person, so don't come here. Nobody will be here. We will all be up there. The doors will be locked, but we will be online. And if you care to join us, check your e-blast or your email for the link to join us on Zoom. Torah study, thank you. Torah studies at 8:45, and worship is at 10 o'clock. Yes, 10 o'clock. Okay, see you there. Kiddush and Motzi, and then a closing song?
Yep.
All righty.
That's a plan.
Let's see.
Maybe.
May birthdays, anniversaries. Do you have any May anniversaries?
Birthdays? Come on.
How about this? It's the end of the school year. So anybody who has been connected to a school this year as a teacher, as a student, as a principal, as the custodian, as the librarian, that would be me, as the music teacher, anybody connected to a school.
Religious
Norma,
school.
Norma, Paula.
You're in conversion class. That counts.
It do indeed.
All of you?
Is this person in school yet? Come on up. You can bring mommy if you want to.
It's really good.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim. I want that one.
I got this good.
I won't tell.
Smells good. Look at
Let it sit on your tongue for a second.
the heel. Or what do you call it?
Yes,
Heel
it's
or
Christine.
kebab? I call it heel.
Janet, I missed you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
I miss Janet and I miss Jim when I called on people who have been in school this year. Get you next time. What's our closing song, Glory?
Oh, say shalom. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru, amen. Good Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Shabbat shalom.
Oneg is in the lobby. Thank you very much to Leslie, who's out there guiding things, Lee and Kita and Alex and Dell and Barney for reading announcements,
Thank you for coming.
and all of you for being here. We wouldn't have half as much fun if we were doing this to an empty room. And right, and our TV audience, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.